Discipline over motivation is the first and most important key developing the 1% mindset. Motivation is temporary. It comes when you feel inspired, when life is comfortable, when things are going your way. But what happens when the excitement fades? What happens when the alarm rings at 5 a.m., when your body is tired, when nobody is cheering for you, and the results are invisible? This is where discipline steps in. Discipline does not ask you how you feel. Discipline does not care if you are tired, unmotivated, or uninspired. Discipline demands that you show up anyway. The wonders understand this truth deeply. They know that greatness is not built on bursts of energy. It is built on daily habits, on repetition, on doing what must be done, regardless of mood or circumstance. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement, between potential and reality. Anyone can be motivated for a week. The 1% are disciplined for years. That is why they separate themselves from the crowd. If you want to live with the 1% mindset, you must learn to master discipline. Because I'll carry you through the dark days when motivation is nowhere to be found. The 1% mindset is built on the ability to see beyond the present moment and focus on the bigger picture. Most people get trapped in the cycle of gratification, chasing quick wins, fast money, and immediate results. But the 1% understand that true success is not built overnight. They see every single day as a brick, and they are patient enough to keep laying those bricks, knowing that eventually a fortress will stand. This long-term vision gives them clarity in chaos. While others quit because the reward doesn't show up fast enough, the 1% keep going because they know the process itself is the reward. They sacrifice comfort today to build in tomorrow. They are willing to be misunderstood, doubted, and even mocked because their eyes are fixed on a future only they can see. When everyone else is playing for weekends, they are playing for decades. They invest in growth, in habits, in consistency, knowing that every small step compounds. That's why the 1% rise above. They don't chase the immediate, they create the inevitable. They trust the journey, they embrace the wait, and they understand that patience plus persistence equals power. The 1% mindset is built on unshakable self-belief, a belief that no setback, no failure, and no criticism can destroy it. Most people only move forward when they see results, when the applause is loud, or when the reward is visible. But the 1% operate differently. They move with certainty long before the evidence shows up. They understand that results are the byproduct of faith, consistency, and relentless action, not the other way around. While others give up after one failed attempt or one closed door, the 1% keep walking, keep fighting, and keep pushing because they know that every step forward in something greater, even if no one else can see it yet. This mindset refuses to let doubt dictate the outcome. It turns, I hope to, I will, and transforms obstacles into opportunities to prove resilience. The 1% don't need external validation. Their validation comes from within. They carry a vision so clear that it burns inside them, even when the world laughs, doubts, or ignores them. That unshakable belief is the foundation of greatness. The quiet power that makes ordinary people extraordinary and keeps the 1% moving forward when 99% have already surrendered. The 1% mindset is built on an obsession with growth. Growth is not an event, it is a lifestyle. Most people stop learning the moment they finish school or land a job, but the 1% understand that life is a never-ending classroom. Every day is an opportunity to sharpen the mind, expand the vision, and strengthen the spirit. They don't settle for who they are today because they know that staying the same is the fastest path to becoming irrelevant. While others are satisfied with repeating the same routines and expecting different results, the 1% dedicate themselves to constant evolution. They read, they study, they analyze, they ask questions, and they surround themselves with people who challenge their thinking. They view mistakes not as failures but as lessons. They seek discomfort because they know that comfort kills growth. To the 1%, progress is oxygen. Without it, life feels empty. Their hunger to grow is not seasonal. It's relentless. They wake up each yucking, how can I be better than I was yesterday? That question fuels their actions, their discipline, and their decisions. Growth is not optional for them. It's the standard, and that is what keeps them ahead of the 99%. Relentless consistency is the heartbeat of the 1% mindset. It's the difference between dabbling and mastering, between trying and achieving. Most people start strong but fade when the excitement wears off, when the results don't come fast enough, or when life debts keep going. They understand that greatness is not built in a day, but through thousands of ordinary days strung together with extraordinary discipline. They don't stop when they're tired. They stop when the mission is complete. They don't look for quick wins. They look for lasting progress. Every day, they show up. Even when it's inconvenient, even when it's boring, even when no one is watching. Because consistency compounds. A single workout won't change your body, but years showing up will. A single hour of study won't transform your mind, but years of focused learning will. The 1% know that success is hidden in repetition, in doing the small things right over and over until they become second nature. Consistency turns into habits, habits into character, and character into destiny. The 1% don't need motivation to show up. They show up until they become unstoppable. That is relentless consistency. The 1% mindset is built on ownership. Those who live in this mindset never point fingers, never waste energy blaming circumstances, and never allow excuses to define them. They understand that life is not always fair, but fairness is not required for success. Responsibility is. Taking ownership means recognizing that every decision, that habit, every action, and even every inaction is shaping the outcome of their life. It means standing in front of the mirror and admitting, if it is to be, it's up to me. Most people surrender their power by waiting for someone else to fix their problems, or by believing the world owes them something. But the 1% take a different path. They do not complain about the economy, the government, or their environment. Instead, they ask, what can I do about it? How can I adapt? How anyway? This is why they rise when others stay stuck. Ownership gives freedom. When you accept full responsibility, you also accept full control. The 1% do not wait for opportunities. They create them. They know that as long as they take and own a final, and no challenge is greater than their ability to overcome it. Turning pain into fuel is the secret weapon of the 1% mindset. Most people run from pain, avoid struggle, and hide from discomfort. But those who rise to the top understand that pain is not the enemy. It is the greatest teacher. Every setback, every rejection, every heartbreak carries within it the raw material for growth. The 1% don't ask life to be easy. They ask for the strength to endure the hard parts, because they know that pressure creates diamonds. When others collapse under the weight of struggle, the 1% stand tall and allow the fire to forge them stronger. They don't numb themselves to pain or pretend it doesn't exist. They embrace it, they study it, and they convert it into energy. Pain becomes a reason to push harder, a reason to get up earlier, a reason to refuse to quit. It becomes the reminder that the journey is worth it, that greatness has a price, and that sacrifice is not optional. The 1% don't curse the storms, they them. Without pain, there is no progress. Without struggle, there is no strength. And without scars, there is no story of victory to be told.